Do you have a most memorable, well, out of all your TV appearances, is there one that is most memorable to you in any particular way? I know that's kind of a hard question to answer, but I didn't know if something stuck out.
But I remember the one that first came to my mind when you said that was the time I was doing a song called 8x10 on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. It was a song that had crossed over into the pop field as well as the country field, and it was a song about a guy looking at an 8x10 photograph of his former girlfriend or wife or whatever, and he was sad over the fact that all he had to hold in current times was the 8x10 picture that she had left him, I guess, and they weren't together anymore. And I was taping this show in Philadelphia, or actually doing it live in Philadelphia on the ABC network. And during the rehearsal for the show, there was a beautiful girl in an 8x10 frame, and I was singing to the frame and holding and looking at this beautiful girl. And between the rehearsal and the time the show went on the air, some of the stagehands, I guess, thought they would be real funny, and they took the girl's picture out of the frame and inserted a 8x10 color picture of a chimpanzee. so when I went to sing the song to this beautiful girl, I turned the frame over, and there was this ugly-looking chimpanzee staring me in the face, and the camera did not pick that up. The camera only picked up the back of the frame, so everybody just assumed that I was looking at this beautiful girl in the frame, and I was having to sit there and look at that monkey and try to keep from laughing. And
you have to have a pretty good poker face.
I managed to get through it somehow.
So, I guess 2001, you've remained active in the music business, recording and having hits, and having other artists still record even up until the last couple years, and into really throughout your entire career, you've had artists recording and making hit records with your songs. But in 2001, you were inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, and so I bet that was you considered that probably one of your greatest milestones.
Oh, I don't think there is any greater milestone for somebody in the country music business than to be named a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. And I never thought it would happen. I certainly never thought it would happen in my lifetime. I thought, well, maybe after I'm dead 50 years or something, somebody will say, well, he did pretty good. But to have it happen in my lifetime, to be able to share it with my 3 children, it was an incredible occasion. And as you say, it's kind of the cherry on the top of the sundae, and you just can't hope for anything any better than that, other than just to keep going and try to keep right on doing it. And
a man that you wrote a lot of hit records for was also inducted that year with you, Charlie Louvin. He's been on the program here a couple times, actually. And So you have a new bluegrass album out. We've been playing...
Well, it's not new. It's the latest album I have out. It was released, I think, in October of '07. I'm hoping to get in the studio and do a new record this year, as well as a new DVD. We got a lot of big plans. Just got to find the time to squeeze it all in.
So do you mind telling us a little bit about this album? We've heard some songs from it. You got some great guest artists on there with you.
Well, the album's called Whispering Bluegrass, and Vince Gill sings a song with me. Dolly Parton does a song with me. Willie Nelson does a song with me. It was a fun project to do. I've always liked acoustical music, bluegrass-style music, and I had a lot of fun doing this record.
And you also currently host your own radio program on XM Satellite Radio, one of my favorite radio shows. Bill Anderson Visits with the Legends, and I listen to that quite a bit, and I try to model myself a little bit off of that program and try to learn from you, one of the great masters of radio.
Well, bless your heart. That's a very nice thing for you to say. I enjoy doing that show. We're not currently taping any new ones, but they're still running some of the older ones on XM Channel 10 and Sirius Channel 62 on the weekends. So if any of the people are interested in hearing it, I'm sure they can find the schedule. And it's all on my website, by the way, which is BillAnderson.com, if anybody would care to go there and look all that sort of stuff up.
Now, Bill, I know you're a real busy guy, and you got to get off the line here in just a minute or so, but I was wondering if you could leave us with one of, I think it's probably my favorite story that you told in your I Hope You're Living as High on the Hog as the Pig You Turned Out to Be book. It involves you, Buck Owens, and America's #1 country music fan. I was wondering if you could retell that story on the air for us, please.
Well, it's been a lot of years. I was just telling the story about having an off night. I was on the road in Columbus, Ohio, and Buck Owens was performing in town, and there was a guy there in Columbus in those days who would come to every show in town. I had met him many times, and he called himself America's #1 country music fan, and he even had a little button made up to that effect. And I went to the auditorium to go to see Buck, and the security guards wouldn't let me in, and I kept telling them, I'm a friend of Buck's. I'm Bill Anderson from the Grand Ole Opry. In fact, I've played in this auditorium before. I'm just here to see Buck. And the guards wouldn't let me in, and I'm standing there trying to figure out how I'm going to get in to say hello to Buck Owens, and I look over the guard's shoulder, and there is America's #1 country music fan, and he's in backstage. He got in, they wouldn't let me in. And he looked down there and saw I was trying to get in, and he turned to the guard, and he said, "It's all right, he's a friend of mine, let him in." And the way I got in to see Buck Owens was because this guy who called himself the #1 country music fan in America told the guard to let Bill Anderson in the door.
I wonder if that guy's still around in that area.
I have no idea. I haven't seen him in many years. And by the way, thanks for mentioning that book. And if anybody would like to get a copy and read some of those crazy stories, again, they can go to our website at BillAnderson.com.
And those stories are also about many other country music stars other than yourself, too. There's a great amount about you, but you tell some great stories that I'm sure no one else knows about a lot of the other older legends that are no longer with us.
Well, I hope someday to get to write another book, a follow-up to that. I love collecting stories. I love to laugh, and I love things that are funny and humorous, and a lot of funny things happen in this crazy music business, and it was really fun writing that book.
Well, I guess it's worth mentioning that you also have a fabulous autobiography that tells your life story out. You've had that out for sale for many years now, and it's just a great
Thank you. Well,
great
it's
book.
Not currently available. You'd have to find a copy at the local library or maybe on eBay or somewhere like that, but someday I hope to even update the autobiography. I've had a whole second career since that thing came out.
Sure. Well, Bill, I'd like to thank you again so much for appearing here on my radio show. It's been a true honor to have you. You're one of my favorite singers, songwriters, a great legend.
Well, it's very kind of you, Paul. I appreciate you making time and letting me come by and say hello to your listeners, and I hope we can do it again sometime.
Oh, that would be just great, and I think now we're going to listen to your great record still.
Thank you.
Thank you again.